ਮੈਂ ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਟਰੈਂਡ ਦੇਖਦਾ ਪਿਆ ਇਹ, ਈਵਨ ਦੋ ਚਲੋ ਮੇਰੇ ਹੁਣ ਕਈ ਨੇ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਆਪ ਸਾਲ ਦੇ ਮੁੱਦੇ ਦਾ ਪਾਈਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦਾ ਨਾ, ਬਟ ਆਲ ਸੇ ਇਟ ਐਨੀਵੇਜ਼, ਕਿ ਲੋਕ ਹੁਣ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਲੇਜ਼ਰ ਕਰਾ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ ਸਾਰੀ, ਟੈਟੂ ਟੂਟੂ ਕਰਾ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ, ਰਾਈਟ, ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਛਕ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ, ਰਾਈਟ।
How did I know you were going to do something? I knew something was up. That's okay. I'll be an outcast. No problem.
Yeah. That's so many.
I'm not ashamed of what I did. I'm not ashamed of who I was. I'm not ashamed of the tattoos that tell a story on my body. I'm not ashamed of being... that's fine. Yeah. I'm not ashamed of my piercings. I'm not ashamed of my sexual life from the past version of this. I'm not ashamed of taking Amrit and having proof of that still on me. The whole point of taking Amrit for me was to make my commitment so solid that every time I looked at my face, every time I tied my dastar, every time I put on my kirpan, I remembered my connection to God. You can do that without your panchkakar. You can do that without a dari. You can do that without a dastar. You can do that with earrings and a tattoo. For me, I needed something more drastic. It depends on the person. The tattoos, and then the lifestyle, and then taking Amrit. Listen, in the Guru Granth Sahib, there are stories about people doing the worst things possible, and Guru then giving them grace. And just because they give their head to Guru and say, take it, take my mat and do with me what you will. It is not our job to judge people in terms of who they were. It is only our job to feel the energy and love from people and make that reciprocal.
ਇਹ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ 'ਚ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਜਾਵੇ?
ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਅੰਦਰ ਦੇਖੋ, ਜੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੋਚ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਰਿਫਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਹੈ? ਪਹਿਲਾਂ does it reflect something about you? ਕੋਈ ਡਰ ਆਉਂਦਾ, ਕੋਈ ਗੁੱਸਾ ਆਉਂਦਾ, ਕੋਈ ਫੀਲਿੰਗਸ ਅਨਕੰਫਰਟੇਬਲ ਆਉਂਦੀਆਂ, ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਕੁਝ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ. So before you point at somebody and say ਇਹਨੇ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਛਕਿਆ ਪਰ ਸਿਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਢੱਕਿਆ, ਜਾਂ ਇਹਨੇ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਛਕਿਆ ਪਰ ਮੀਟ ਖਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ, ਜਾਂ ਇਹਨੇ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਛਕਿਆ ਪਰ ਟੈਟੂ ਹੈ, ਜਾਂ ਕੰਨ ਬਣਾਏ ਹੈ, ਜਾਂ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਕੁਛ, ask yourself, are people allowed to change? And is that in your hands or is that in God's hands?
But what is your opinion about eating meat after?
Dekho, jo vi koi, whoever's going to fight about what you should be eating, you are an idiot.
Mas ka move chagde.
If this is what you're fighting about, you're an idiot. There are other things you could be focusing your time and your energy on. Focus on how you're treating people. If you take a cucumber from the ground, you're killing something. If you take meat, you're killing something. Matlab eh nahi hai bhi what you're killing. Matlab eh hai, how are you consuming it? For what are you consuming it? What is your lifestyle? Do you need it or is it faltu? You only need a little bit of everything. You only need a little bit. I do these water fasts. Har ek saal main 3 दिन वास्ते सिर्फ पानी पीनी है. And it's in those times where I realize kinna chaida. You barely need anything. So for the rest of the year, you're more mindful of what you're eating, how you're eating, what you're speaking, who you're speaking to. You're so sensitive about energy. So in terms of how to tell people how to do this, pehla aap dekho. ਜੋ ਨਫ਼ਰਤ, ਜੋ ਜੱਜਮੈਂਟ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਦੂਸਰਿਆਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ, ਉਹ ਆਪ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੈ. ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਆਪਦੀਆਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਸੋਲਵ ਕਰੋ ਬਿਫੋਰ ਯੂ ਟਰਾਈ ਐਂਡ ਜੱਜ ਅਦਰਸ. ਆਪਦਾ ਘਰ ਦੇਖਿਆ? ਲਾਈਕ what's the ਮਾਹੌਲ in your own home? How does your wife treat you? How does your husband treat you? How do your kids treat you? Do you have a good relationship with your parents? How is your relationship with money? How is your relationship with your body? Are you overweight? Look at you first. then look outside. That will resolve most of the problems in your life.